Hello. It's a sunny day and my head kind of hurts. Uh, I think too much processed sandwich meat is going through my veins and it's making my brain hurt, and I need to drink more water, so probably going to make it short this time. I did end up going to the bookstore the other day, and I was looking for two books. I was looking for Fight Club, which I owned and read a long time ago, but I lent it to someone and never got it back. And then the other book was Rum Punch, which I've been on a Quentin Tarantino kick because I saw the whole Kill Bill in theaters, and that was really awesome. So I've just been watching through his movies again. And his third movie, Jackie Brown, was actually based on that book, Rum Punch, and I didn't know that. And I like watching, well, I like reading and then watching. Like, I think I find enjoyment in doing that. So I wanted to look for the book, but they did not have it at this bookstore, and they didn't have Fight Club either, so I didn't get either of what I wanted. Had a nice long chat with the clerk, though, which is nice. She's writing her own book, which is very interesting, and we were talking about all of our creative things that we do and whatever. But I ended up buying one book. There wasn't a lot that interested me. I bought 1984, which, everyone's talking about it these days, so it's probably relevant. I might read that next, because I just finished To Kill a Mockingbird, which I've been reading for probably a month and a half. I don't know. It took me a while. Started reading it. I think I started reading it at school. It might have even been when I was home for a week or something, but yeah, so I got this book from that weird bookstore I kind of mentioned last time. I just wanted to go, look at a used bookstore. I think I was also looking for Fight Club. I didn't know about Rum Punch yet, but I was looking for Fight Club. And there's up where I go to school like an hour away. There's no used bookstores there, which is just so weird. It's just very bizarre, because there's a bunch of colleges in the area, and there's no used bookstores. You look up bookstore, and there's this one, the one that I went to, that's kind of a new one, that's kind of weird, and then there's, college campus bookstores for, where you buy the textbooks for, you don't even buy them there, they mail the textbooks there, and you pick them up. I don't even know. It's kind of weird and scary. I guess maybe they're going out of business, or maybe that town, they just don't read, so that could explain some of their ways up there. But I guess I could check out thrift stores too, because those usually have books. But anyways, yeah, it was a very strange store. It looked new. I think it was owned by just the one young guy who was running it. He was a very interesting looking character. He was wearing a black suit with purple accents. I think he might have been taking a nap or looking at his phone when I came in, because he kind of quickly stood up from a chair over in the corner where I couldn't see him. It was very, very weird. So I don't get the idea that the store is doing very well, which sucks. But the store was kind of weirdly laid out, and everything, all the books were totally disorganized. They had a fiction shelf. They'd have one shelf, and then this section of the shelf was fiction, and this was nonfiction, and this was cooking books. It was weirdly laid out. But I did end up finding this there, which is a 1960 first, print copy of To Kill a Mockingbird, which I thought was really cool. It's in very, very good shape. And I don't collect books or anything, but I don't know, I like owning old stuff. Feels cool. But yeah, I read this book in middle school, and I'd say kind of read it in quotes, because I don't think anyone did. There were some parts that really gripped me, but I mean, most of it was because for one, they're forcing you to read the book, and for two, it was we had English class either every day or every other day. I can't remember, because it was middle school, but I think it might have been every other day. And it was just read 15 pages of this dense book in a day before the next class, and that just would not happen, unfortunately. But I did get really hooked near the end of the book. There's a big, well, I should talk about what the book is. So it's about these two kids and about their dad, who's like a lawyer, and he gets assigned to this really, rough case. And it involves a black fellow, and it takes place in 1930, so he does his best to convince the jury, but it's kind of up in the air because it's 1930. I don't know. It touches on, like, the book kind of touches on. It takes place in the Deep South as well. It's in Alabama. It touches on, like, disabled people and, like, weird people and shut-ins and dying people and obviously black people, because that was it's very interesting. I don't have a lot of wise things to say at the moment off the top of my head about the whole subject, but I thought it was very well written. It comes from like a very a very caring perspective on everything, and it has a lot of good humor too. Like, it's written from the kid's perspective, but still with kind of some dry wit of, like, viewing the kid's perspective from an adult and kind of saying it, like, flatly. Like, it's pretty good. It's a very good book. That's why the classics are classics, because they're, like, well written and just good books. It doesn't really matter the subject. So yeah, I really liked it. What was I saying? Yeah, so near the end of the book, from my memory, I thought it was like the whole last third of the book was this court case, and it kind of went through the court case, but it ended up being like 30, 40 pages, like not a huge amount of the book. But I remember when I read it in middle school, we got to that part of the book, and I like read like the whole court case section in like a day because I was really hooked on it. And I didn't really remember a lot of the other details, even though I kind of read over the spark notes so I wouldn't get in trouble in class and could do the homework and stuff. But yeah, so I had fond memories of the book, at least for that part. And rereading it was really great, and I enjoyed it, and I picked up on more than I probably picked on when I was 13, and it was really good. Give it a read. It's certainly a part of American history and touches on all this stuff. And I was talking about it with the clerk at the bookstore. I really wonder if these days they still teach, like, they teach books like this. Because I don't think the way they taught it to me was very, I don't think it was the best strategy of making us read a chapter every, 2 days, because I don't know, just being forced to read a book can be really rough like that. And then if you run behind, then you're just, I don't know, it was just kind of a rough way to teach it. But all I hear these days is that teaching's getting harder, the teachers are losing control, the parents are getting mad and wanting, woke out of the curriculum or whatever, and wanting books banned, and the kids are all dopamined out. So I wonder if they're still trying to teach books like this, because, I mean, it can be kind of a hard sell trying to force a kid to read a book, but I think, I don't know, it's a very good book. Kind of sucks that reading is kind of falling out of style, like, in general, because I do enjoy reading. I haven't read a lot. I get kind of nervous picking out books, because sometimes I've, seen a book, read the back, this seems good, picked it out, bought it, took it home, read a third of it, and it was just not very good and annoying me. So I get a little skeevy with new books and stuff, but when it comes to classics like this, that's the kind of stuff I'll pick out, because either I've already read it in school, or someone else who went to a different school is forced to read it in school. So it kind of has some, I don't know, there's just kind of some familiarity there. And usually if it's deemed a classic, it's going to be pretty damn good. We read some contemporary stuff in middle school, high school English a couple times, and I remember some of it was just really bad. Like, sometimes they'd pick out a new book and it'd be really bad. And that's the thing with books. You know, even if it's written in a way that kind of pisses me off and I don't like reading it, it can still be a good book and it can still hook other people. And I just don't have enough experience with books and picking up books and reading books and getting through books quickly that I'm that confident in picking stuff out and, you know, whatever. So, yeah, I don't know. It's something I'd like to do more. I'm probably going to read 1984 next because why not? And I'm trying to read more and fit it in more instead of phone time, whatever. I think I already probably said that the last one. But, yeah, that's all about I have to say today. Thanks, bye.